Podcast. My name is Craig. Alongside me, as always, Chris and Austin. How are you gentlemen tonight?
Well.
Good. Well, no, it's,
Good.
haven't seen, their last episode on Sunday, the sports one. Man, that was a crazy one.
It was fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We had, special guests on that one. So, that was really cool getting to have another person join us. Hopefully we can get to do that again in the future.
Hopefully Sunday.
Yes.
Yep. So hopefully, like I said, if we get that all lined up, we'll have an announcement on our next test, which will be pretty cool. But tonight's episode, we are going to be talking about skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers.
Navajo folklore, or is it a mythical creature of the night?
Did you say you were the hoe, Craig?
No. Navajo.
Neverho or Navajo?
The Navajo Indian Tribe.
Okay, I think we got it. Navajo. Okay.
All right. Now that we've offended an entire Indian nation, I appreciate that. That's
Three Beers Podcast.
Now that
Number
Three
one.
Beers can no longer be broadcast in northern New Mexico, Arizona, southern Utah. Yeah, that's awesome. We just
Three Beers Podcast, offending everyone. Since day one.
Breaking news: we have just offended an Indian tribe, and we have now received a curse.
We're not the first to offend an Indian tribe. Sorry.
Oh God.
We're probably the least. We're at the bottom of their list of what do you call it? Offending people.
Wow. Yes. So skinwalkers. All right. Also known as the Yidnal Delushi, which means by means of it, it goes on all fours.
Creepy.
Yeah, it's for anybody that doesn't know, the Navajo believe that it is a creature that is either, a shaman, a witch that has decided to take the form of an animal, usually based upon what it feels, what that person feels like it wants to achieve. So most often it's seen as the coyote or a wolf, because the coyote is known as the trickster.
I was reading that. Like it was either coyote, wolf, or like birds. Why would they do like a different animal? Why just those certain creatures?
Because they needed different animals for different. Like they could also use a bear, which a bear would be for pure strength. They could use an eagle. They could use a crow as a death sign. I mean, they use a lot of different animals.
It's cool.
It's cool until it takes you over.
Until you encounter one.
Yes. And then, it's just, as you go, it's just, I've got to look it up here. The most famous one kind of encounter of the skinwalkers it's commonly known as the Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, I saw that. I want to go see it.
Yeah, that's up in northern Utah. So it's not connected to the Navajo Nation, but it's in the Unitah. Yeah, it's in the Unitah Basin, which is, if you're looking at Utah, how you've got, you got the top part and it cuts down. It's right in that northeast section, and there's a little town called Ballard, Utah.
Is that public land?
No, it's private land. Just to the southeast of Ballard, Utah, is where you have that's this Skinwalker Ranch. Is a couple of different ones I saw. It's like the most common number I saw was 480, but I saw some that said like 500 plus acres of ranch land out there. What it did, and is in 1994, a Mormon family bought this from an unknown seller, and they were shocked because this was an amazing deal. I mean, this is 480 acres. They couldn't. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, it's in this basin. You've got perfect ranch land. They could raise cattle. They could just, it was amazing, and they just jumped at it.
There's a reason.
Yep. And so, so they bought this. They moved in. As they're moving in, they're checking on the cattle. And as the rancher's walking along, he sees this animal off in the distance. At first, he thinks it's a coyote. But then he's like, it's too small for that. This thing's big. And he looks up, it's like, this looks more like a wolf, but this thing is big. I mean, the descriptions were 3 times the size of a wolf. I mean, huge.
On its hind legs, or it's
Just standing there. And as they approached it, they realized that as they got closer and closer, the animal wasn't running away. It was staying. And so as they got even closer, he finally realized this is a really docile animal. You know, he's like, I wonder if this tame. And, you know, I kind of don't believe this part of the story, but the thing is that he went up and eventually started petting it. I'm like, myself, I'm a hunter, and so I go, I see something out there. I'm like, man, that wolf isn't running away. As I'm getting closer, I'm not going, I can pet it. Let me go over and pet this thing. No, I'm like, so I'm not sure if I buy that one, but it continues on that after a while, the family's debating, like, I wonder if we can take this home as a pet. You know, and I'm not, but at that moment,
white people?
Yeah, apparently, yeah, more family Utah, probably.
White people, man, we do the stupidest things. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. It's surely one of the black family.
Sorry, that was a little stereotypical. I apologize for that. You know, Mormon family, Utah, probably white.
Oh, damn it. That's
awesome. So they're there, and all of a sudden the animal takes off. I mean, it's just full sprint. And then they realize this is going after my cows, and it takes a calf. It just starts mauling it. So he pulls out his revolver, bam, puts a shot at it. Doesn't even phase the animal. Shoots it again, bam, nothing. Third time, bam, nothing. It finally stops, and at that moment, he has a chance to go get his rifle. So he sights that down, bam, hits it again. That thing, it finally starts to run away. He pulls the trigger again, fires another shot, sees a chunk of flesh go flying off the animal.
Oh, wow. Did they save the flesh?
Well, and that's the story is I haven't found that, but what happens is when they come and they find it, he picks it up. He said he just shot the thing, but the smell of it is this meat has been sitting there rotting for a long time. It has a putrid odor. I mean, it smells like rotten flesh.
Wow.
And there's no sign of the creature. There's no tracks. I mean, this is a huge animal. It's like at that moment, it's gone. And so that, you know, so that this is one of many sightings of, you know, like, you know, that you see in this ranch that, you know, they constantly see a wolf, coyote, like creature off in the distance after that. So they have many instances of that. And then one of the things that they noticed after that is part of the things of moving in, things that they didn't really think about before. There's deadbolts on both sides of the doors in the house.
Oh wow.
On the outside and the inside.
Did you hear how what you have to do to be a skinwalker? What they believe that you have to do?
If I remember, it doesn't have something to do with you have to kill someone that's really close to you, a family member.
Yes, you have to eat. You have to eat their body, some of their body, and they say once you become a skinwalker, you can't return back to your normal life. Like, so they're actually believed to be evil witches and medicine doctors at the highest rim of their spirituality. But one of the questions is, are they are the Navajo people actually the walkers? Are they actually the people? Because they don't like to talk about it. So they say they only talk amongst themselves. So are the Navajo people actually these people? No, we don't know. I mean, I'm just like, hey, could it actually be the Navajo people just trying to say that it's something else?
What's a modern day? It's kind of like a modern day Salem witch trials. There's actually, I can't remember the exact number, but the Navajo tribe has actually kicked out several members of the tribe for practicing witchcraft.
So those could actually be the skinwalkers.
They believe that it's just under their thing. They don't know who could be a skinwalker because it's one of those, and that's kind of where it's like the folklore. It's kind of, just like back in the Salem witch trial things, you didn't know. It was just like, well, you're doing something weird, you're a witch. Yeah, kind of being all weird. I mean, are you a skinwalker? Because you're always out at night. It's just and every time somebody comes in contact with you, something bad happens. Skinwalker, you're gone.
You're gone. You're banned
We're
from
all
tribe.
pretty much hunters here. Obviously, we're not going to go pet, whatever that thing was.
Yeah.
The question, because I had this encounter last weekend when I was hunting.
Skinwalker?
We came up on our trail. No, we came up on a trail, and we from the binoculars, I couldn't see what it was, but it was standing really tall and it had a big body, so it wasn't a turkey and it wasn't a deer. We couldn't figure it out. By the time we got up there, it was gone. Would you shoot that, or would you let it go? Because this may be the only chance you're going to see it, but at the same time, it may be the only thing that's living. So what would you do?
It could be a human without a vest on. I mean,
Well, like the people, the people walked up and touched it. They're petting it. Obviously, that's not a human. Would you shoot it and get it sent to a lab, or would you let it go do whatever?
I think myself, it's like, we've talked about this before, kind of like cryptids. It's like everybody wants to shoot and kill it. I'm like, how about we just find out where it goes?
Well, you see what it did. As soon as they let it go, it started killing their animals. It could have killed them, And
it's just, like this one, like he didn't shoot, he didn't shoot it at first. That's why I said the story was just weird, walking up and like, ooh, this is a gigantic dog creature. Let me pet it. Ooh, nice doggy. As it mauls your face. I'm like, I don't understand why you would go, that part of the story. I'm like, that's not me. But I could understand shooting it because it's mauling their cattle. So at that point, then I understand shooting it because you're just,
saving your cattle.
Yeah. But there's, this was like the beginning of a lot of strange occurrences that happened over, this Skinwalker Ranch. Is they started seeing UFO style activity.
Yeah.
Every time a UFO would appear, they would have mutilated cattle. Some that would have a hole carved in the side of their head. One of the craziest ones that they had done, they even had a research called NIDS. It was developed. We'll talk a little bit about him here in a little bit. The real estate developer, Bigelow. He also formed Bigelow Aerospace.
It started in the 1950s. The Skinwalker Ranch has been a hotbed for UFO actual sightings.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's kind of what, and that's where it kind of worked into that. Where Bigelow, Robert Bigelow, he purchased it in '96 from this Mormon family that bought it in '94.
Add it to our trips for the Three Beards podcast.
You actually can't go to Skinwalker Ranch. And that's one of the things, like I said, I'll talk about. It's like you said, and this is kind of what leads to, what's going on crazy.
You can't shoot my parachute down.
I know.
Why you can't shoot? Why you can't go there?
We'll get into that. We got to get to this part. So you've already had this gigantic wolf creature, and they're starting to find mutilated cattle. They start finding these blue orbs that'll show up that look like they're full of liquid.
Oh wow!
Follow stuff around. They're starting to see lights off the sky that look like little flames flickering out there, and one of the craziest ones is the rancher and his wife went out and they tagged a calf. So they leave that field, they go to the next field, and they hear their dog start to freak out, and it takes off running, and then they don't hear anything from their dog. So they're like, okay, something weird's going on. So they turn around. They've only been gone about 40 minutes. They come back, and the calf that they had just tagged is completely stripped down to the skeleton. There's no blood. And when this group, NIDS, came out and researched it, they said these are surgical precision cuts. This thing had been surgically operated on. There's no blood anywhere. Yeah, it's one of those. And to a question, like I said, I'm not sure. When I was looking at it, I don't know. I didn't really get too much into, to where I found like historical, like how long this has been, been talked about, the Skinwalkers, to how far back in history it goes. While we're talking about it here, I'll see if I can't quickly try to look that up and get an answer. But so here's this cattle mutilations are going like crazy, and they're tied in with these UFO sightings, these orbs. And so it ends up just getting so crazy that this family has just, they have no other choice, but they're like, we can't make this work. We got to sell it. Well, then that's where this billionaire Robert Bigelow comes in, and he purchases it
for $4.5 million.
Yeah, he formed this NIDS group, which is, I apologize, I didn't. National Institute for Discovery Science. That's what the name of it. And they come in 2016, and they set up and they start researching this thing. Cameras, camera crews, the motion sensors. They go all over this place. And one of the things, there was two people on patrol one night, and they saw off in the distance, they saw this yellow glowing orb. And they, if you go on YouTube, you can see a video of it, the reported orb that they saw. Well, one of the guys you couldn't see it with the naked eye, but you could see it with night vision goggles. You saw it, and it started off real small, and it starts to get bigger and bigger until the one guy said he saw a black figure exit the orb.
Wait a minute. Why does it have to be a black figure, Craig?
Because it's against light. I mean, it's not going to be a white, I mean, come on. Shadow. I mean, come on.
Shadow. Shadow.
Yeah, shadows are black. All right, come on. This is
I leave for 1 second, and we start bringing some crap in here. What is that about?
Wow. Yeah. Oh, my God, is the sun racist? It casts a black shadow. God. Yeah, so anyway, yellow orb. A different color figure comes out of the yellow orb, walks away from the orb, and the orb starts to shrink.
So it's basically going
to it being black and dark outside, the figure disappears, so we'll just let you assume what color the figure was.
Okay.
Because it blends in with the night, so it's obviously can't be bright. And
we don't assume things around here.
It's a black figure, Craig.
Oh, derailment.
What happens?
He set you up for failure.
Yeah, you did.
Every time.
You did.
Every time.
So anyway, so add this to one of the crazy things, and one of the things I also forgot to mention, when that Mormon family bought this, one of the clauses under the purchase is any digging on this property you must contact the prior owner prior to digging.
No.
And so, that in itself is weird.
I wouldn't sign that contract.
Well, it's there's a few things, like I said, that you start looking at and you're like, I'm not quite sure why it doesn't add up, and it starts freaking you out.
Yeah.
But earlier to Chris's thing, jump a little ahead there. So what they did,
they closed all the public roads to it.
Yeah, and that's what it. When Robert Bigelow ended up selling it in 2016, he sold it. And thing just to correct it, Bigelow purchased that ranch for $200,000. He sold it to a mystery corporation known as Adamantium Holdings. And if anybody knows Adamantium, you might think Wolverine. It's a adamantium skeleton, but it's a shell corporation that nobody can really trace where it came from. But this is a corporation called the Adamantium Holdings. And right after they purchased it, they shut off all roads. There are security cameras, security fencing, security that patrols the thing. It is completely locked down. You cannot go there.
Wow. That sounds interesting. That sounds like
the ranch?
So the ranch is completely closed off, and which has led a lot of conspiracy people to believe
it's the military.
That the military purchased this, and that there is something there that they're either trying to capture, trying to study, and there's always been rumors of, there's entryways throughout the world, that the rumor is, there's underground tunnels, there's underground civilization. I mean, there's always been, people that fall into those conspiracy theories. it's also believed that this is one of those locations.
Okay, I'm gonna retract my statement. I'm not gonna be parachuting into that area then.
But
Because if the military is doing stuff, I obviously don't want to interact with that. I'll be shot dead on the spot or killed on the spot.
we can fly a drone over there. We can go get a drone and fly a drone over
Shit.
there.
Probably
And
restricted airspace.
who would shoot it? It's restricted airspace.
Probably. It's just like over here by Walt Disney World. It's restricted airspace. You can't fly
What are
commercial
they doing?
drones.
But who's
Disney
gonna
World
shoot
doing?
it down? Will they shoot it down? Or
Don't
what
know.
they do?
Nobody knows because you can't get in anymore. I mean, it's.
I even tried looking it up on the GPS on Google and it wouldn't come up.
Yep. Like I said, it's basically like it's been wiped away.
Oh man. Your mom said the skinwalkers, do they appear in Navajo paintings? You know anything about that or?
That was what I was going to look up. If you guys had anything else that you found, I was going to try to see.
I also found I think I just lost it because I was looking up that Navajo thing. Oh dang! It was about there's like a how across the world there's always thing. It's called the Wendigo. More towards like southern Canada and northern USA. The Wendigo is a creature that was once human, just like the Skinwalker. It transforms into half human, half beast, and apparently it's got an amazing hunger it can never fulfill. And it's actually goes only after human flesh, not cows and stuff. So they kind of consider it the cousin of the Skinwalker. So there's that when it comes to the northern part of it.
So Skinwalker has a cousin.
Wendigo. But it's the same thing with Chupacabra, just like the myths are everywhere. So.
As I'm looking at this, I don't really see. I don't really see much that's talking about that really talks into the history of it. It looks like it's just mostly a lot of it is foretold by stories because the Navajo will not discuss this.
They will not. That is a subject they stay away from.
Yeah,
because what they say they will only discuss it with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Skinwalkers only talk amongst themselves. So maybe all the whole Navajo tribe are Skinwalkers.
No, I don't. It's one. They definitely. It's like they talk about. It's like they're afraid if they discuss it, it will be brought upon them.
It'll be brought upon them.
So, and that's the rumor. It's one of those. When it comes to like mythical stuff, it's kind of convenient that the Skinwalkers only talk to themselves, so there's no way of knowing there's a Skinwalker, but we're pretty sure you're a Skinwalker.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. This last paragraph, 2 paragraphs, says whether it's the Skinwalker, the werewolf, or the Wendigo, these creatures prey on the most basic of fears. Deep down within our conscience, we fear the wild we've conquered. Human beings are now a civilized animal, but within us, the ability to become wild once more. The fear that we return to the shadows of the beast we used to be drives the mythology of these type of creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying that maybe we are skinwalkers to this day.
There's definitely,
or that we're going to be go back to it one day.
I've always been a believer. It's like even some of these stories. I mean, I know there's you always have the creative among us, Stephen King, stuff who can make creative, really come up with amazing nightmarish things. So I've always wondered, was somebody like in some of these cultures, did somebody come up with just an amazing ghost story around the campfire, to frighten, and it became lore at that point, or, is this something in fact? Because I mean, there's people that have, legitimate, they're like just like you said out in the woods. We saw something stand upright and then just do this and kind of form itself into this weird 4-legged thing and crawl across the road.
That's what I'm telling you, man. It was weird because we went down that same trail the day before, and it looked like skinny like a turkey. It was way too big, and then I looked over. It could have been like one of those, sandhill cranes, but the body was so big. And by the time we drove up to it, I searched around that entire area. I didn't see anything, and then like 50 feet further was a guy about to go into his tree stand. We're like, hey, did you see that? No, see what? There was just two two beings standing right in the middle of the trail. Oh, I didn't see anything. What the hell? You know,
Maybe-
I was like, then
Maybe it was him.
I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he actually was the thing, and then he
Ooh.
turned into the hunter.
Yeah,
I've seen it before, but
there's the stories, like I said,
I mean-
the stories of the swamp apes.
you're in the forest, man. You don't know. It could have been a
There's a swamp.
sandhill crane. It could have been anything, but I couldn't. But through binoculars, I could not get a clear thing of it. But it had skinny legs and a big body, and I said that's too big to be a turkey, too skinny to be a deer. What was it? So to this day, I might see it again. But
So did you I spy with my little eye? What is that?
I used binoculars. I still couldn't recognize what it was. So it could have been a bird or it could have been some kind of thing. But
Is it a
still,
bird?
I mean,
is it a plane?
it's a forest, man. The Ocala National Forest is pretty. Any forest is big. You can't walk all of it in a day. You know. And me and my father-in-law did. One time we just spent the entire day, 10 hours, walking the forest, and we walked damn near everywhere, and we still didn't cover half the forest. So,
ooh, I know your feet will hurt.
oh, they hurt, man. I was sore that week. But I mean, you don't know, man. Just like it's just so much, man. That's why it sucks having this kind of mindset of conspiracy theories and myths, but it's also fun to think about it.
Oh yeah,
Because you don't know. Everything that we talk about, it could be real or it could be fake, but we don't know, and we may never know in this lifetime. But just that to think of it is a thrill.
I mean, to me, it's like doing some of the research. It almost to me is a little bit, in a way, kind of like the voodoo culture.
Mm.
Down in Louisiana and stuff, because where it's there's a big belief in like the zombies and stuff. I mean, this is a culture that believes that you practice the dark arts, and I can actually physically transform myself. And the reports are, it's like if it comes, you come in contact and you lock eyes with this creature, that you will actually become possessed at that point.
Yes.
Control your actions. So it's just and there's always the stories. It's kind of like the Skinwalker Ranch. It's like people are like, oh, it's just paranoia and stuff, but every door in that house has a deadbolt on the outside and on the inside, which
What the hell are you
means
doing on the inside?
there's times apparently you're locking something in, and there's other times you're making sure something doesn't get in.
Interesting.
Because there's no other I mean, that's the only reason to have a deadbolt on both sides is you're trying to keep something from escaping, and you're also trying to keep something from entering.
I mean,
God, I'd be scared walking up to a house.
And so it's like so what between the blue orbs, between UFOs, between strange creatures that are roaming. I mean, they said they've got images that it doesn't match a known animal, and they're seeing this image, walking along. I mean, they did almost a 2-year investigation on this ranch, and there was just crazy sightings. I mean, this northern Utah and the Unitah Basin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but it's one of the highest paranormal hotspots in the world.
We got to go there.
And so, I'd love to go there and check that out. Just
they can't stop us from reaching the gate. We can just walk up and down the gate.
No, you can, like you said, you can go up to their area, but I mean, right at it. I mean, it's just like, it's chain fence, security cameras, barbed wire. I mean, you're not, like I said, it is closed off.
I don't want that detail, man. I've seen too many movies. All right, Austin, you've been sent out to go be at the Skinwalker Ranch. Nope, I'm good. I'm not being a guard out there. I've seen too many movies. It's just gonna go south.
Man, I would go out there. Give me my AR, give me my my body armor and my helmet. I'm going Skinwalker Ranch. If they say Austin right now, just paying $70,000 a year, let's go. Right on, buddy.
You better wear that you better wear that body cam, so when I go get your body, I can just pick up the body cam and say, "Look, he died by this."
Let's see. I'm gonna in the comments right now. I'm gonna post hopefully post a link here. We'll see.
It is. You're right. Julie says that it's kind of creepy to think skinwalkers might be responsible for a certain number of suicides every year by the mind control, which is true, man. You don't know, because
there. I just
you don't know. The mind.
post...
that right there is. I think about that one day. The mind is a crazy thing that we will never understand it fully. How we act, why we do things.
Yeah. I just posted a link for there's a YouTube one that talks about 5 of the most crazy things discovered on the Skinwalker Ranch. But yeah, it's just definitely check that one out. Yeah, I don't know. It's to me, it's just, I mean, it's kind of things a nightmare. I mean, just to think, it's just 1 minute you could be talking to somebody and they just crawl it.
Turn into a skinwalker.
Yeah, it's just you see it outside. I mean, because there's like reports. It's like even the researchers, like you're looking outside the window, and it's like stuff straight out of thing. It's like, bam, just pops up in the window and it takes off. They just see something. They can't even tell if it's human, animal. It just pops up and then they see it running by the window.
No, fuck no. I'm sorry.
And they go outside and there's nothing there.
No,
but it's like, I mean, it's just like, it'd be like just like right behind Austin on his door. It'd be like you saw something just go running past the door and you go out there, what was that? And there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But everybody sees these encounters. It's not just one person that's like, there he goes again. He's all crazy. It's like, no, everybody is witnessing some sort of activity.
Well, I posted on our Instagram, and some guy commented he could have been, BSing us, but he said he heard it and he's lived it. So I say, I said you've encountered a skinwalker, so he responds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was just trolling, but either way, maybe he has. It'd be cool to get some information on where, when, how, whatever.
Yeah, it's just and it's maybe you guys encountered it, but I never really came across anything that really told like how to avoid, other than not talking about them, like how to prevent attracting a skinwalker from.
They said they won't come into your home. You have to actually invite them.
Yeah, I saw that
in your home. I don't know why I wouldn't invite them into my home. So I guess we'll never have skinwalkers because I'm not inviting a skinwalker into my home. So
it's also a common theme in most lore like that. Vampires, you have to invite them in. Demonic possession. I'm a firm believer. You don't just walk one day, walking down the street one day and bam, all of a sudden, oh crap, I got a demon. You have to do something to invite it in. I go, it's just.
You just had the whole plot for a B-rated Netflix movie.
Yeah, I just walk along.
I'm a vampire now.
All of a sudden, you're foaming at the mouth, crawling up the wall backwards. You're like, what happened? He was just going to the store to get a drink, and all of a sudden, man, he came back and he was. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just like a common theme. It's just, I mean, like everything from stories about the Mothman to stories about the, you just go through. It's just like they're like there, and unless you invite them in, they don't come into the domain. But then, why are there deadbolts on the inside and the outside of the doors?
Man.
And they show metal pipes with huge chains that look like they were to connect, to latch to a large guard dog, or was it they captured one and they chained it?
They were chaining them up after they captured them.
I mean, something like I said, you get into it. It's like it's really really crazy, about that. I mean, I know A&E Networks is getting ready to do, I think, if I remember right, I think it was in June, they greenlighted a series where they're going to do The Secret of the Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so there's actually, should be one coming up, and it's from the executive producer of The Curse of Oak Island, which means if it's anything like The Curse of Oak Island show, we're never going to see anything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that's because it's just like Curse of Oak Island. They never find it, ever.
That's the problem with these shows, man. They never find anything. That's what really discourages people from doing more research on this kind of stuff is, the TV shows never find it. They have all this technology and this money. No, man, it exists.
Yeah, I just for me, it's just. I mean, like I said, I would love to go see this place. Unfortunately, we can't. But I mean, it's just everything. I mean, you just think about from all the stuff, all the cattle mutilations, all the orbs, the UFO sightings. I mean, so if you even stand outside there, it means there's a good chance you're going to be able to see something in the sky, and probably get eaten by a skinwalker.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you where you grew up, Craig, but it seems like obviously all the north Midwest areas like Iowa and Wisconsin, all of them, obviously they got cornfields and open land, so that's where all the aliens are going to be. You're not going to see an alien, thing come over Orlando because there's too many witnesses.
We need to see an alien in Pine Hills. Like, yo, I'm in the
Oh
Pine
God,
Hills.
we
I'm
wouldn't
Pine
make
Hills.
it through Pine Hills. They run through Pine Hills to get shot down.
We're gonna
No,
see a Pine Hills. We're gonna see a Pine Hills alien.
oh God, I don't want to see that.
But why do they have to
Oh
go to the
man.
cornfields? I guess they're trying
I
to
don't know.
conceal.
Well, I think it's because, like I told there is nowhere to do anything or find a cow in Orlando or anywhere city surrounding it. Out
There's
there
no,
in the north, I mean, up in the northern areas in the Midwest, there's farm fields. I mean, they're nothing else but farm for miles upon miles, so they can find food or do whatever they're doing with these damn cows.
Yeah, well, there's tons of UFOs. Like you said, when we talked, every time there's a UFO sighting, I mean, there was even one where it was a huge craft that was slowly moving, and as it came upon it, it realized he was there and took off. Well, he discovered a mutilated cow there.
Yeah.
So that and there's always been that correlation between UFOs and cows. So I mean, I guess it's just in the more areas you have cows. I mean, I'm not sure what's the deal between UFO activity and killing cows. I'm not sure.
maybe they used it. Maybe they uses the cow's brain, or maybe they eat meat like us, and
No,
maybe they slaughter the cow and take it up there and cook it. Maybe they got the best barbecue. Maybe they got the best barbecue in the land.
The best barbecue in Pine Hills.
ET's just cruising along and suddenly has a craving for a T-bone and just comes down and takes a cow.
Phew, take a cow.
Dad, I want cow tonight. All right. Oh, we got a witness?
Yeah.
Oh, he got abducted.
Yeah, you got a witness. Beam down the skinwalker real quick.
Or
The
bring
house.
him up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's through the research, I'm more towards, as I'm leaning to it, there's something there. This kind of leads us to a topic that I want to bring up with you guys later on down the road. But
UFOs?
well, UFOs and also there's always been a rumor of an underground, creature like a reptilian species. And it's one of those. It's a really bizarre. They talk about it, but there's people that claim this secret, shell corporation is part of this. That they actually found something, and that's why you can't get in anymore.
Yeah.
Till the government stops being the government, we will never find anything because you and me, we all three could go out and search and find something, but as soon as government finds out, we're either dead or we've been shut up.
Yep.
We'll never find anything out,
Never.
man. And that's what I mean. All this stuff is leading up to the UFOs / bringing my sister on to talk about the sighting that it wasn't a sighting, but the encounter we had back in 2004. So it's awesome, man. It sucks with the government doing it, but
We'll tie it in because even Chris saw something he can't explain in the skies. I think it was last year or the year before.
Yeah, I was amazed. I'm like, oh my God, Craig, what could that be? What that could be? And he was like, he actually sent me to a website so I could look it up. But yeah, nobody ever posted nothing. But
they won't. They keep it on the down low.
On the end of the government end, I would like to be, well, we're gonna give you this money if you shut up. If not, we're gonna come back and kill you. Cool. Depending on how much money you give me, we out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I'm going to give you $1. That's not enough. Yeah, it is.
All right.
Click.
No, that's not enough. That's not enough. $1's not enough.
No,
there goes Chris.
No, so skinwalkers, it's definitely for sure the Navajo believe in it. There's a lot of people that are out there. I mean, I think it's possible myself. I really do. Whether or not I believe somebody on the Navajo tribe is, secretly at night going around possessing their neighbors, goes up. I don't know. I mean, could it also be an explained, a way as, like you said, I saw something out there. I don't know what it was. It freaked me out. I felt, the different feelings I had around it. So obviously it's bad. So let me tell you guys why you should avoid this creature out in the woods. It could be.
It's
I mean,
just
it could.
one person starts it, man. It starts tumbling.
Yeah,
I saw this, and it just becomes ET phone home.
I wish you could.
It could have been a werewolf, like you said, like from the beginning, like with Chupacabra. It could be a werewolf that had mange, but over time, rumor after rumor after rumor passed down for generations. Oh no, it's a Chupacabra.
Yep.
It could be. It could have been It could have been a. This is unexplainable. With Chupacabra, it made sense. It stands the human height and then drops to all four legs and runs like a superhuman. That's a different story. You can't explain that.
Yeah,
So,
that's a whole nother story right there.
Chupacabra, that's different, but
like I said, it's unfortunately there's no, some guy telling us a story that he petted, that he went up and pet a monstrous dog-like creature that ran and mutilated it, started mauling the calf, and he shot it a whole bunch of times to no avail. I'm like, awesome story, no proof.
Don't believe you. Don't believe you. Sorry. Great story. You ruined my my thought of them being real with that.
Yeah, that's why I said the only doubt on that is the going up and petting it part.
You don't pet something, and if it has this anger issue, you're not gonna let it. It's not gonna let it pet you. So
no.
It's I mean, am I leading? I mean, I'm kind of like in the middle. I mean, I could definitely see it as just this was an amazing ghost story that was told, and it just got passed down. Just over the ages of it being told, it progressed more. Anytime you tell a story that your grandfather told you, you're trying to remember it, where you're going to embellish it a little bit,
and you're going to add different details to make your grandkids feel like, oh my God, granddaddy, that really happened.
Yeah, he had glowing eyes. And
he had an AR-15.
Yeah, AR-15s for arms that was rapidly firing rounds as he ran. I mean, it's just, the story could change, and then centuries down the road, you're like, this creature transforms into a wolf at night and can take your soul.
With the caveman?
Yeah, except I don't know of any stories of somebody on the reservation that suddenly is a walking zombie that, because he encountered a creature the night before. I don't know. I mean, if it is, nobody's talking about it, which, that's the problem. Nobody's talking. So, so it's like I said, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide whether or not you think it's real or not. I'm on the fence of the Skinwalker. I still think it's an awesome story, like Skinwalker Ranch. That when you guys watch that video and you watch other stuff, it's freaky.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something going on at that ranch, whether or not it's just this Navajo creature, but there's something going on there that is just it's creepy.
Whenever the military gets involved, we got a problem.
Yeah. Man. I mean, we're assuming it's military. We just know it's an unknown show corporation that doesn't let you in now.
Well, but you know why the aliens are coming down to abduct the cows, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know why they're doing that? Because they want to see how they can eat all of Nannie cakes. They eat so many Nannie cakes, cupcakes, and cut cakes. They want to know how they're doing it because they're that good.
That's right. Very good.
I got you that though.
That's right. That's a good one.
No, man, I love it, man. My sister unfortunately got into a car accident. She had surgery. She's fine. So she pushed back 2 cakes, but she's right back at it, man. She's all the time making cakes, cupcakes, weddings. We have a wedding next Wednesday for my uncle, so she's making a cake for that. Chris is his son's birthday, I think. So
my daughter.
You got, daughter. Sorry, you got. If you want cupcakes, cakes, anything for any occasion, right there, man. Her phone number is right there. Facebook, Instagram, all the time. She's posting pictures, sending me pictures. So please, always check her out.
Yeah, there's as always, primary sponsor, Brought Spirit Care.
Hey,
it's beard oil.
Do you know something more scarier than a skinwalker?
Dry beard.
In my bathroom right now, I have an empty bottle of beard oil. I am completely out of my Island Breeze limited edition. It's all gone.
Did you try to dab the bottle a little bit?
I'm shaking it. I'm getting as much as I can out of it. I got nothing left, man. I gotta swing by Kelly's booth on Saturday at Winter Garden Farmers Market, man. He's always out there. Kelly.
What time are you gonna be there?
I'm not sure. I gotta get out there and see.
Is there usually 9 to 2?
Yeah, he's there from 9 to 2.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, he's all. I mean, I think he's working on a new scent for us and stuff too. But we're working on another sponsor. Hopefully at the beginning of the year. Next what?
Oh, I said your Nancy came on, so she was saying hi, and I'm just waving to her.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
I already got my new scent. I got Havana Cherry. No, it was Havana Rain Check.
Rain Check. That's a good one. I gotta check it out because our potential sponsor next year, she's really excited to talk to Kelly about becoming getting her her shop filled with that stuff because she wants all natural stuff. So everyone, even my barber was like, she wants to listen to the podcast, so I gave her a card, and then she wanted to know more about it, obviously because they want to tell everybody else about how beards look good and whatnot. So I love him, man. He's getting out there. I love it. Some great stuff.
Yep, like the key lime and the apple butter. The apple
butter is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, he's working on our 3 beards scent too. So.
Yep. So. Yeah, it is scary when he runs out of stuff because his beard starts looking like a red fiery kraken.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I'm trying to keep it tamed, man. I need some more stuff. I got my soap and I got my last little bit of non-Kelly Brott's beard balm, but I will be getting some of that.
Don't say that.
I didn't say the people because I don't want them getting money. I'm getting some beard balm and I'm getting some more oil. Hopefully he's got a new scent for me that you guys don't have yet. I'm going to get out there and get mine.
I think he's done making new scents for now, but
yeah. So hopefully, he's supposed to be, potentially working on an edition for us. So hopefully, maybe we'll end up getting something like that. But it's just, I said skinwalkers. Like I said, whatever you do,
I'm not 100% sure on it.
Don't look them in the eyes.
Yeah. You see one?
There's one there. You see the door open?
I was just gonna say, I'm like, dude, tell me that was your kid. If not, that's it. And I said,
oh my God, it's a 1.5 foot, 2 foot skinwalker.
There you go. It's awesome.
They're way past their bedtime right now. They're ready to go to bed.
All right, gentlemen. Well, hey, as always, thanks everybody for watching. Check us out at 3beardspodcast.com. We're obviously we're on Facebook if you're watching us right now. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube. Twitter. As always, gentlemen, good night.
See you Sunday.